The quad god didn't just stumble at the Olympics, he imploded, finishing 8th when the gold was considered a formality unheard of. But he just broke his silence with news no one expected. These revelations completely flipped the script on his return. Here is the first shockwave. Cameras just captured him executing a maneuver that defies physics, something the sport has literally never witnessed. This went down during a practice run at the Milano Ice Arena, prepping for the Olympic Gala mere days after his competitive meltdown. He executed a Rippon Quad Axel with both arms locked overhead. That variation pays homage to skater Adam Rippon, and it spikes the difficulty by completely destabilizing the center of gravity. Here is why this is mind-bending. Ilia Malinin is already the sole human capable of landing a standard quad axel in competition. Now in a practice session, he is casually tossing out an unseen harder variation. The footage hit the web while the world was still dissecting his failure, and it instantly set the internet on fire. One commenter noted, "Nobody else on Earth can even land a regular quad axel." Yet here is Ilia, fresh off the worst disaster of his career, inventing new ways to rotate in the air. He isn't hiding in the shadows. He is evolving. Then came the second shockwave, a cryptic Instagram drop. He uploaded a clip captioned with a mysterious promise for February 21st, 2026. That date marks the Olympic Gala, his farewell skate in Milano. But his explanation changes the context entirely. He claims this performance is his side of the story, a direct response to the vitriol and toxic backlash he has absorbed online. It is the blueprint of what he termed the inevitable crash. Do not expect an apology. Do not expect a redemption arc. This is a declaration of war. He intends to illustrate exactly what that crushing Olympic weight did to his psyche right there on the ice. That performance is days away and the anticipation is feverish. Now for the third shockwave. In an exclusive sit-down with the Olympics website on Tuesday, February 17th, less than 24 hours ago, Ilia officially declared he is back in the game. He is targeting the World Figure Skating Championships. The stage is Prague, Czech Republic, running from March 23rd through the 29th. But the real headline, he is chasing a third consecutive world title. That is a feat nobody has touched since Nathan Chen dominated from 2018 to 2021. He went on record saying, "I am looking forward to getting myself that redemption competition." During a same-day appearance on the Today Show, he was even more candid, stating, "I was not ready to handle that to a full extent." He admitted the Olympic spotlight blinded him, but he claims the adjustment period is over. He is gearing up for a massive return. So, what caused the catastrophe that makes these announcements so jarring? Heading into Milano Cortina 2026, Ilia Malinin was a lock. A two-time world champion, three-time Grand Prix final victor, undefeated since November 2023 with 14 straight international golds. He had previously shattered limits by landing 7 quads in a single routine at the Grand Prix final. His world record free skate hit 228.97, and he terrified rivals by claiming he was only at 85% power. Gold wasn't a question. It was a foregone conclusion. The drama started with the team event on Saturday, February 7th during the short program. He took second place, trailing Japan's Yuma Kageyama. He looked shaky. It wasn't his standard. Then came Sunday, February 8th, the free skate. He clinched the team gold for the United States, but the cracks were visible. He stepped out of a quad loop and clearly throttled back his jump difficulty. He later claimed he was conserving energy, pacing himself to ensure he peaked during the individual event for that elusive solo gold. But the individual showdown was the main event, and the atmospheric pressure was becoming suffocating. On Tuesday, February 10th, the individual short program arrived. He secured a 5-point lead over Kageyama, posting a 108.16. The quad god appeared to have regained the wheel. The medal was his to lose. Yet he confessed the anxiety was gnawing at him, saying, "So many eyes, so much attention." It really can get to you if you are not ready to fully embrace it. Then came Friday, February 13th, the free skate disaster. The wheels completely came off. He popped his signature quad axel, the weapon only he possesses, into a single axle. He crashed on a quad Lutz. He wiped out on a quad Salchow. 2 falls, an avalanche of errors, and 72 points and deductions left him with a score of 156.33. That ranked him 15th in the segment. He plummeted from first place to finish 8th overall. Mikhail Shidorov of Kazakhstan seized the gold. Kageyama took silver. Shun Sato of Japan grabbed bronze. The heavy favourite didn't even sniff the podium. It stands as one of the most stunning upsets in the history of the sport. Moments after leaving the ice, he didn't make excuses. He bluntly stated he blew it. He went further, explaining that the nerves paralyzed him, triggering a flood of past traumas. He described his legs feeling like heavy stone. He couldn't find his breath. Control vanished. He admitted that the sheer weight of the moment broke him. The crushing weight of being the heavy favorite for Olympic gold proved suffocating. It was a burden too great to bear alone. A brief pause is needed before the story unfolds further. The goal is reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of February. Hitting that subscribe button provides immense support to the channel. Now back to the action. Moments after the Olympic disaster, Ilia Malinin was already back on the ice, landing quad axel variations the world had never witnessed. Let the gravity of that sink in. He wasn't broken. He remained undefeated in spirit. He was experimenting, shattering boundaries, and increasing the difficulty of the sport's hardest element. While others might retreat into the shadows, he was carving out history. That is not the portrait of a man who is finished. That is a competitor who is just getting warmed up. The gala on February 21st was not an apology tour. It was a raw glimpse into his psyche. He presented it as a specific chapter, the saga of vile online toxicity, the narrative of insurmountable expectations and what he termed an inevitable collapse. He offered no excuses for the events in Milan. He provided an explanation. He seized control of the storyline. To do that on Olympic ice facing the globe just days later requires nerves of steel. Then came the World Championships declaration, a redemption competition. 2 words that reveal the entire strategy. He is not fleeing from the pressure. He is charging headfirst back toward the grandest stage outside the Games. The World Championships in Prague merely 6 weeks after the Olympic heartbreak. He is hunting for his 3rd consecutive world title. But here is the critical factor. In interviews with the Olympics.com and the Today Show, he admitted he failed to grasp just how heavy that pressure would become. Understand. Past tense. The implication is clear. He possesses the knowledge now. He is prepared. He comprehends the adversary. That is the variable changing between Milan and Prague. The enemy is known. The stress, the expectations, the suffocating hype, he has identified it, named it, and stands ready to battle it again. 3 bombshells in 72 hours. The Rippon Quad Axel screams evolution. February 21st declared ownership of the narrative. The World Championship bid signals a crusade for redemption. The quad god who the world assumed was shattered has proven he is indestructible. At 21 years old, this is the opening chapter, not the epilogue. The Olympics may have cracked the armor, but they did not destroy the man. These 3 moves confirm that the comeback is already underway. Will Ilia Malinin secure a 3rd straight title in Prague, or will the mental scars of the Olympics linger? Drop an opinion in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe as full coverage of the World Championships follows in March. The comeback saga of the quad god has only just begun.